The Tampa Bay Buccaneers did not wait long at all to replace Gerald McCoy after releasing him just yesterday. Today they signed Ndamokung Suh, who, if you remember, was drafted just one pick above Gerald McCoy in the 2010 draft. So in a way, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have kind of come full circle since the 2010 draft. Now letting go of Gerald McCoy and bringing in Ndamokung Suh at the near end of both players' careers. Gronk, spike the like button, subscribe to the Bottom Line View if you haven't already for more NFL content. And let's get into my thoughts on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers bringing in and signing Ndamokung Suh to a one-year contract. Comment below your opinion. What do you think of this signing? Do you really hate that they moved on from McCoy and brought in Suh to replace him? Do you think that they should have maybe just kept McCoy or possibly restructured his contract? Maybe they should have just released McCoy and not signed Suh in general. Let me know in the comment section below. All right, guys, so overall, I think it's interesting. We haven't really heard any of the details in terms of the money and the process of how much Suh is going to be making of that $13 million that was opened up by Gerald McCoy being released by the Buccaneers. But overall, if you had to compare both players at this point in their careers, I would say that Ndamukong Suh is the superior talent at this time right now. He's 32 years old. Yes, he is getting up there in age. Yes, he is coming near the end of his career, but both players are. And I think that both players have kind of taken a step back to where they were in their prime. In their prime, both of these players were arguably top 5 defensive tackles in the NFL. Certainly Suh was, and McCoy was right near that mark as well. For Suh, I think he's a little bit better right now. We saw him when he's really motivated, when he's really going after it, he can still really play. We saw it in the playoffs. I mean, he was dominant in the Super Bowl. He was dominant in the NFC Championship game. He was dominant in the NFC Divisional game. The whole playoff run, he was dominant. He was all over the field. He was getting after the quarterback. He was stopping runs for losses. He was everywhere. And I think that being said, there is that report that Suh wanted to come to Tampa Bay to play for the Bucs and to play for their new defensive coordinator, Bowles. And I think that has a lot to do with it, just in terms of why the Buccaneers made this move, because the Bucs are changing their defense at least a little bit. We know that by moving on from McCoy, they don't have JPP this season, likely until the end of the year. But just looking at it, I mean, they have a new defensive coordinator, Todd Bowles. He's mostly been a traditional 3-4 coach in the past, more so a 3-4 than a 4-3. So that being said, Gerald McCoy has never played that style of defense in his career. It doesn't really make a lot of sense for you to pay him, while he's aging, $13 million in the wrong defense, having him to change schemes. So why not go out there and get a guy who played in a similar defensive scheme under Wade Phillips just one season ago in Ndamukong Suh, who's a little bit bigger, a little bit stronger, a little bit more known for his strength and ability to stuff the run, as Gerald McCoy has been more of the kind of guy that's built on quickness, built on a little bit of more pass rushing department, as Suh has been a little bit more well-rounded throughout his career. But just looking at it, like, you have Vita Vea, who's built for this type of defense, at least on first and second down, where he's going to be that big run-stuffing nose tackle. Ndamukong Suh can play beside him and can probably play the same role as Vea if you need him to, but he could also play a little bit of end, little bit of D tackle in that sort of base scheme. But of course, we know that Suh kind of played all over the line with the Rams last year and has more versatility as a player than McCoy does at this point in his career. We even saw Suh play a little bit on the end of the line with the Rams as Donald was playing inside, and they would have Suh lined up outside, and they would mix and match with those two players. So possibly that's what they're looking for on third down, for Suh to move around a little bit on the defensive line, as he did that last year. When looking at how they compare on Pro Football Focus, I know Ndamukong Suh is ranked about 19 spots higher, something like that. Suh was ranked 20th overall. I believe Gerald McCoy was 39th. So something to that nature, maybe 29. I can't quite remember for McCoy, but Suh is ranked in the top 20. So he's still a top 20 defensive tackle. I would argue he's probably a top 12, top 15, around there. So you're getting a better player. But what I really want to come around to the point is Suh really going to want to play full motivation, full stop, full effort when the Bucs aren't necessarily a team that's going to be in much competition? I mean, they're not going to be a team that's going to be winning the Super Bowl this year. They're likely not a team that's going to be making the playoffs this year. So for a guy like Suh, who's kind of been known a little bit to take his foot off the gas pedal, so to speak, and take off plays and not show full effort 24/7 like Gerald McCoy has, where Gerald McCoy is a lot better locker room presence. He's a lot better guy in general. He just has a lot better reputation. Suh's kind of known as both a dick on and off the field. He had issues in Miami at the end there with some of his personality. And he's really been known to be kind of an assassin, a hired gun, in terms of he's going to go out there and play for the money and not much else. And he's going to play for himself, not for his team, not for his teammates. So for me, I think I would probably rather have Gerald McCoy if I was in the same situation as the Bucs. Although, like I brought up, Suh is a better player right now. Suh is more talented. Suh can fit the defense better. But as long as they believe he's fully motivated and he's going to put in full effort, because I believe if the Bucs are sitting at 4-8, we may see Suh just not really put in that effort, and you're not going to get the maximum money out of him. Now, it's only a 1-year contract, so it's not a big deal if it doesn't really turn around, or if he plays poorly, or he doesn't act like a true veteran should. Then you can let go of him and he can go somewhere else or whatever next year, or retire possibly. But it's also interesting from Suh's perspective that he went with the Bucs. Maybe they're giving him the most money. Maybe he just really wanted to play for Bulls, if you believe the reports. I don't know, because really it seemed like Suh signed with the Rams to win a Super Bowl last year. He didn't get his Super Bowl, and now he's going to go somewhere where he probably has no chance to win one. That's just me. I don't know. But for Gerald McCoy, I'm really intrigued to see where he signs, because he does want to sign with a winner. He's never even made the playoffs in his career. So hopefully he goes somewhere where he can perform. He can kind of rejuvenate his career, but also be a guy that can win. So kind of covered both players, McCoy and Suh. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think of this move. Do you love it? Do you hate it? Personally, if I had to give it like an overall synopsis or grade, I would probably say that Suh is a better player, more talented, but you have to make sure he's motivated. While Gerald McCoy was making too much money, he would be better for the younger talent on the team. He's a better leader, better personality, and he's still a good player. Not as good as Suh, but still a good player. Let me know in the comment section below. Gronk, spike the like button, and subscribe to Bottom Line View if you haven't already. It's Mitch. Peace out.